Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thealignedlover.com. Hopefully my video holds up, but otherwise let's get into this Ilona Maher style appreciation video. I'll get into what I think her Kibbe body type is, including a set of accommodations that I think most flatter her. We'll go into a few outfit breakdowns and we'll just revel in all of this Ilona Maher love and hype because I think she's amazing, she's wonderful, beautiful, and inspiring. Alright, so before we get into the actual outfits, let's talk about silhouettes and silhouette accommodations. So first of all, Ilona is very tall. She's 5'10" or around 178 centimeters. And this is a very strong characteristic of her physicality that needs to be prioritized. Now, the Kibbe approach to dressing is an approach that wants to reinforce the strongest qualities of your silhouette. It's not the only approach to dressing by any means, but if you want to really celebrate your silhouettes and emphasize its strongest, most dominant qualities, then this is a great system to look into, and that is what we are discussing today. So again, she has a very strong vertical line that needs to be accommodated. So vertical continuity, I don't recommend that she chop up that beautiful long line with too many broken or discontinuous elements. Next up, let's look at her bone structure or her frame. She has this lovely athletic frame with gorgeous broadness, the sweeping angularity without sharpness. So her bones are not very sharp or pointy at the edges, and her angularity has a gradual sweep to it. It's not extremely abrupt or extremely dramatic. So clothes and fabrics and shapes that reinforce those patterns are going to work the best. And lastly, her undercurrent or her overall shaping or her flesh is again very athletic. She has that lovely strong muscle definition, so the best fabrics and details will have some structure and body to it. I wouldn't recommend the most dainty or delicate little round minuscule details because they don't reinforce her sense of strength or her scaling. Now, putting all of that together, yes, I do think that she is a lovely, flamboyant natural, the bold, athletic, model-esque, statuesque, kind of like Greek goddess kind of archetype, at least in my mind. And again, though, the silhouette accommodations, the main ones are going to be vertical line, that T shape, so the strong horizontal, bold shoulder line, and everything below that is continuous and elongated, kind of like the shape of a capital T. Diagonals, angularity with softened edges, and an overall sense of freedom. She needs to be able to move. She needs to be able to express her strength, her dynamism, her boldness with her outfits. And to support that, more robust materials are used. Alright, so here are some of the outfits we'll get into. So the theme of this slide is like natural fabrics with structure. So what we're seeing here is simplicity with robust, bold structure and natural materials without any sense of being constrained, no severity, nothing overly sharp or overly tailored that will like box her in or constrain her movement, and nothing distracting. I don't think visual clutter is the best approach for her because it takes away from her whole image. Visual clutter tends to draw the eye to certain spots, and it creates just an overall different effect. And I think when you're flamboyant natural, or especially if you're Ilona Maher, it's best to present yourself into like one cohesive kind of outfit, if that makes sense. So looking at these pieces, we're seeing a minimal sense of color scheme, not too many things going on. Again, that simple elegance really shines on her. The material is more natural looking. It has a certain thickness, a robustness to it, some crispness to it, a little bit of matte finish or roughness. It's beautiful on flamboyant naturals, especially when it comes to just daily casual wear, street wear. I'm not talking like evening gowns or date night outfits, just everyday wear. Those kind of rougher fabrics look great. The overall shape of the pieces, again, are not, they're not overly angular. We're seeing gentle edges, so the neckline is not like the sharpest, most plunging deep V. The lapel is not overly sharp. The collar and the cuff, they have some angularity and linearity, but it softens at the edges. It's not severe. Overall, a sense of length is embraced, a sense of movement. There's like this relaxed fit that still allows the vertical elongation to shine. So the outfits are never so wide that they start to take away from the vertical continuity. And again, just the sense that Ilona can like move around in these outfits, walk around with that natural swag that she has. It's very important. All right, so this side is all about that sporty chic, that sense of, again, athleticism, but elegance put together. So the shapes are decisive. We're seeing, again, that strong T shape, either through exposing those gorgeous shoulders and just, showing off those shoulders to the world, or kind of exaggerating the shoulder line with either a slightly oversized button down that helps to create more emphasis on the upper body, especially when you roll or fold up the sleeves. That adds even more emphasis to the shoulders and the upper arm, and then it also allows the waist to be revealed, which again reinforces the upper body. You see that kind of like tapering from the shoulders to the waist, or you get a more close-knit kind of emphasis with this structured sporty blazer. Now with the leg line, what we're seeing is either, again, that relaxed elongation with these straight or slightly wide pant trousers, or we're seeing smooth exposure, smooth outlining of the leg. So these jeans are kind of like leggings. They're behaving like a nice set of leggings, the clean, smooth line. Imagine, in contrast, a pair of jeggings that has a little excess fabric, and you get all of those little crinkles and those little folds in the fabric, and that creates that visual clutter that detracts from the overall shape and elongation. Lastly, details are minimal or larger, so we're getting solids or larger stripes. All right, now let's get into some gorgeous, gorgeous dresses. So with Ilona, sweeping elongation and that sense of diagonal or angular movement is so gorgeous. So with halter necklines, you get that deep cut of the armhole and that nice contrast between the neck and like the widest part around the chest. You get that angle. You get the exposed shoulders, so halters are just beautiful. Or you get off shoulder, that really emphasizes again that strong T shape, that strong shoulder line. We get diagonals, angularity, or here we have a very gorgeous open wide neckline, but again, it's not overly sharp, severe, or narrow. Solids are great. Larger prints with a sense of movement are great. There's nothing stagnant about this pattern. Yes, it's still on her body, but the way that it's placed makes the eye like go on a journey. There's like a sense of dynamism, of movement. But otherwise, it's not overly complicated. There's this gorgeous, elegant simplicity to all of these outfits. You get that strong vertical emphasis and elongation, that continuity, and again, that T-shape. Gorgeous. And lastly, here are some swimsuit outfits and this new outfit from Dancing with the Stars. So with swimwear, here we're seeing again diagonals and bold pops of detail. Look at this big open, obviously off the shoulder neckline, and this gorgeous pop of contrasting detail that creates even more emphasis on angles. Here we have a set of 3 kind of sweeps. So much movement, so much diagonal angularity, really, really lovely. And here you get that sense of movement with the tassels on the midline of the body and playfully sweeping up and down throughout the skirt. Obviously, the exposed leg lines give a lot of elongation. The necklines, halter or off shoulder here, are all just brilliant on her. And again, bold, decisive detail that isn't overly complicated. This isn't a dress with too many little intricate lace trims or tiny little minuscule patterns. We're seeing bold, decisive detail. And that is ultimately what I think looks the most stunning on Ilona. So that was it for this little appreciation post. Hopefully in the future I get access to even more photos of her lovely outfits on the internet, and I can make like a part 2 or even get into her seasonal color. I just find her so charismatic and charming, and the way that she dresses is so elegant and confident and bold, but still true to her fierce athleticism and her friendliness. And I think that is such a great example of that. The idea of the flamboyant natural. Again, the natural is that bold, dynamic, athletic, relaxed kind of spirit, and then the dramatic undercurrent gives you that extra charisma, that extra boldness, that extra like theatricality and flamboyance. And I know it's just really fun to think about. So that was it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.